So one of the family traditions that we've established over the years is the cutting down of the Christmas tree. So normally we go to a tree farm and the boys and I go out and take one of those dull hacksaws and cut down our own Christmas tree and bring it home. So that was the plan. Last Sunday afternoon, we went down to a local Christmas tree farm, and from the first few moments we were there, I just knew it was going to be a less than stellar experience. Normally when we go, there's somebody serving hot chocolate and hot apple cider. Well, the hot chocolate came in a little 1 ounce shot, and that wasn't very satisfying. And the apple cider that we got, which we were really excited about, was cold. So from the very beginning, we were off to a rough start. So we jump in the wagon, and the guy drives us out to the tree farm, and we hop out and we start walking, looking for that perfect Christmas tree. And it was slim pickings. I mean, the place had been pretty well picked over, and a lot of the trees were just scraggly little Charlie Brown Christmas trees. So we walked as far as you could walk away from the farm headquarters and finally found what turned out to be just a gorgeous tree, a beautiful 9-foot tall tree that I went ahead and cut down all 9 feet of it because it was just gorgeous. And we hauled it out back to the wagon pickup, which was quite a hike. And so I'm dragging the big heavy base of the tree, and the boys are trying to carry the top and the saw and the measuring stick and everything. But we finally get it out there. We throw it on the wagon. We get back. As they're measuring my beautiful 9-foot tree, it starts to click with me that we only have an 8-foot ceiling in our house, and I wonder how that's going to work, just somewhere vaguely in the back of my mind. But they give me my ticket, and I go to pay. And when the girl behind the counter says, "That'll be $126, please," I choked on my lukewarm apple cider. It's coming out my nose and everything. I could not believe I was going to pay that much. But I went ahead and pulled the trigger. The boys were so excited about the tree. They loved it. So we wrestled it out onto the top of the car and get home. And as I'm figuring out how to make it fit, I realized I have to get the chainsaw out. I have to cut a foot off the bottom, which you pay by the foot. So I realized I paid an extra probably $25 for this tree that I didn't really need because I only needed an 8-foot tree. So a lot of it was my fault, but it just turned out to be a frustrating experience. And so by the time I get home, I'm just not happy. I'm cold and muddy, and I paid too much for a Christmas tree, and it was just not I didn't get hot apple cider. It was just not a great experience. So I kind of tuned out and sat down and watched some football. And Sarah and the boys do their thing, which is decorate the tree. And by the time I kind of woke up out of my stupor and made it into the living room, when I saw the tree, it was just beautiful. You know, my wife does a great job with it, and there's a lot of special little ornaments on there that are meaningful to our family. And it's just gorgeous. And in that moment, I recognized, okay, this was worth it. It was worth the tromping through the mud and paying a little extra, and it was worth it. It's beautiful. And I think that's part of what Christmas is really all about. You know, the whole way that Jesus came into the world was not pretty. I mean, Mary was a single lady, and she's pregnant, and it's just not a good situation for her. And this guy that's going to marry her, Joseph, is marrying a pregnant girl, and it wasn't his kid. And they end up not being able to find a place to stay. They're not in a hospital. They're not even in a bedroom. They're in a stable, and this baby is born and laid in a manger. And the whole thing just wasn't pretty. It's not the way that you would draw it up. But God took that messy situation and he made something just beautiful out of it. And I'm just sure that when Mary and Joseph are looking down at baby Jesus, they're thinking, it's worth it. It was worth it. It's beautiful. So just at this time of Christmas, I know things can be chaotic and really busy and sometimes frustrating. Sometimes there's family situations that are frustrating and not healthy. And I just want you to remember that God can take that messy situation and make something really beautiful out of it. Just give him a chance. Wait. Watch for him to come through. I can't wait to see all you guys. We've got some really special things planned for our Christmas Eve services at 5 and 6:30 on Christmas Eve, and then our worship service at 10:30 on Christmas Day. And I hope to see you at one or both of those. It's just going to be a great time of celebration. So watch for God to make beauty out of the mess and get ready to celebrate Christmas with your church family. Bye.